This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Ballet.
It's the enchanting tale of a young princess who's cursed by an evil fairy and falls into a deep sleep, only to be awakened by true love's kiss. The Richmond Ballet presents The Sleeping Beauty, February 9th through the 11th. And we're talking this morning with Cody Beaton. She plays the role of Princess Aurora. It's nice to have you today.
Thank you.
What a fantastic show. And from what I understand, this is just so elaborate. It is just so lavish and lush.
Yeah, so our production has, it's normally the ballet is done in 3 acts, and we are doing ours in 2. So there's a prologue, and then there's a birthday party, and then there's, a vision scene, and then there's a wedding scene. So there's a lot, a lot of moving parts in it, and there's beautiful costumes that sparkle, and the sets are beautiful, and it's all done to live music. And an interesting thing about Sleeping Beauty is in Disney's Sleeping Beauty, they actually use music from the ballet, so you probably have heard a lot more of the music than you think you have.
So you're very familiar when you go
exactly.
in and can enjoy.
Yeah.
You've been with the company, with Richmond Ballet, for about 11 years.
Yes.
And you came by way of Texas.
Yes.
So you've been in Richmond for a while. What's it like to be a ballerina?
I feel like it's every little girl's dream. You grow up and, your ideal, I feel like when I was little, I could envision it, wearing all the costumes and the tiaras and everything. And, it's a lot of hard work. We go in every day and we dance from 10 to 6:30, which isn't something that you think about when you're little and, that's something that you want to be. But it's really amazing just getting to perform and put yourself out there. It's really exhilarating.
10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
That's a professional athlete, the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Talk about stepping into this role. It's a lead role. Is this particularly challenging?
Yes, I feel like the role of Aurora is challenging because it's one of the most famous ballets that's been created, and there's a lot of technically difficult things on one leg where you're balancing or being promenaded, and it's all very exposing, and I think it takes a lot of strength and poise to carry that role with grace.
Is this a great show for families to enjoy?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, there's characters like Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, and then there's, Aurora, and there's all the fairies, so it's really great for little kids, and it also is great, for more mature audiences who just can really appreciate ballet. And if I'm, correct in thinking this Valentine's Day is right afterwards.
Yes.
So it would be a great date opportunity as well.
This is perfect for everyone.
Exactly.
Awakened by true love's kiss. It really must be such an amazing challenge to put a show like this together. How long ago did practice and everything begin?
So we started the very beginning of January, but our production has a lot of kids from our school, and they started rehearsing maybe in September. And we had our first put together with all of the children this past weekend, and it really adds a whole nother level to our production, just having all of the different layers of professional dancers and students, and it's really great.
And you raise a great point. I was working with Richmond Performing Arts Alliance this week. They had Minds in Motion, which is a program. The Richmond Ballet is very integrated in this community with our young people.
Yeah, absolutely. We go to, so our Minds in Motion program goes and sees 4th graders in a lot of the schools in this area, and then the professional dancers in the company each get to mentor a few schools, and so we'll go and we'll do the Minds in Motion class with those students, and then, they get to keep our picture, and they get to write us letters, and then at the end of the year when they do their performance, we're there with them, and we're, cheering them on, and we get to stand with them, so.
And then the young people from the School of Ballet, the School of Richmond Ballet, are in the show too, which is really fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's great. What was the most challenging part of doing this putting all of it together? What are you most excited about?
Oh, I think I'm just most excited to probably, wear all of the costumes. That's still that little girl in me just loves that aspect of it. And I think just seeing the whole thing put together, I think will be really exciting because we've been rehearsing it in pieces so far. So I think it'll be really exciting just to see the whole thing put together.
So the challenge of being a professional athlete, dancing the way you do, and then adding costumes into the mix, does that throw off your balance?
A little bit at first. I feel like, when you get to the stage and you wear all the costumes, and then you have all of the lights that are shining in your eyes. So it does take a little bit of a adjustment, but you know, luckily we do it a lot, so we're
You've
used
got
to
this
it.
covered.
Yeah.
Cody, nice talking to you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
The Richmond Ballet presents The Sleeping Beauty. The show runs from February 9th through the 11th. The Richmond Ballet is located at 407 East Canal Street. For all the information and to get your tickets, call 344-0906 extension 224 or visit richmondballet.com. You don't want to miss it. It's great for families, great for Galentine's, and great to take your beau or your significant other ahead of Valentine's.